my scissors and my photo prints, sailing through the waves with my best friend, trading maps for pretty paper and some tape, making memories every single day.
Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my May I Scraplift You. And today I am scraplifting Louise Turner from timeless_craft_mama_Louise. And I am going to start with some carved pumpkin distress oxide and some squeezed orange Dylusions. I am also using some broken china distress oxide. I think it's broken china. I'm going to hold it up in a bit here just to refresh my memory. And then I will be using some London blue and some periwinkle blue Dylusions, as well as some pure sunshine Dylusions. I did not want to do all of the colors that she's got going on. I chose to go with blues and oranges. They matched my photos better. I believe she's got her photo printed in a black and white, but I went with a color photo, and these are the colors that work best for me. Now, I did not get the sewing on film because I was currently at a retreat when I was creating this, and there was no way to film the stitching. So I apologize for that, but I am going to do some stitching as well. Yep, tumbled glass was the color there. Okay, so lots of color going on here, and I just went with dipping my paintbrush right into the ink and just brushing it on. And I decided to rotate my layout one turn, left or right, you can pick, it doesn't really matter. I think it's counterclockwise at this point, but there is a lot of orange in my photos, so that's why I went with oranges, and you know, blue is the complementary color to orange, so blue works really well. There's also some blue in that right hand photo, so it works very well. These photos were taken at the in the Royal Theatre on the ship that we were on in February. We were getting ready to sit down and watch Grease. If you watched yesterday's or Monday's layout, you saw just like the opening layout for the Grease production that I did, and this is us just holding our drinks. We had some mocktails, and they were Mai Tais, and we're getting ready to enjoy it. And so I definitely wanted to go ahead and document that. I am using the acrylic cocktail glasses from MK's shop, some assemblage required. I love these things. I might have to get another set. They're super cute. And I am going to fill them with a little bit of liquid. Now, I started out thinking, oh, let me see what it looks like if I just put a little bit of the Dylusions on there, and it just kind of like beaded up and didn't turn into anything. So I thought, well, it definitely needs something to work as a binding agent to make it stick to the glass. So I went with some white acrylic paint, and I just mixed some blue. Now you might be thinking, why didn't I use orange since our drinks are orange? And obviously I have orange ink or spray mist with me because I've just used it on my layout, but I didn't feel like they would show up very well because there is so much orange on this layout. So I went with blue, and I think it works. We definitely did have some blue cocktails, just not particularly at this moment in time that I've got captured here. But I thought these would work better for this particular layout because it's going to help balance out the blue colors. And like I said, I've got a lot of orange going on already, so I thought this would be the way to go. So I'm just painting it on the back. You could use Nuvo Drops or Stickles or any other kind of paint that you might want to use. You could actually use an alcohol marker, even a Sharpie would work, but I didn't have any of those things with me, so I went with my white paint and a little bit of that Dylusions ink. And I am just roughing up the edges with my distress tool. Actually, that's MK's distress tool. She is sitting to the right of me at her table, and somehow I could not find my distress tool. So I just borrowed hers. And it works great, obviously. One of my favorite things to do. Okay, so I am just going to start gluing everything down. I really like this. I didn't want a whole lot of color showing in that color, the Viewmaster, so I purposefully placed my heart over the green pieces. I don't mind the red showing, it plays well with the orange, but I definitely didn't want to add green to the mix, so I just blocked it off with that orange heart, and I think it looks really good there. And then I am adding a couple of tickets and my drinks and some tabs and some black and white, and bringing in more black and white, and I really like that. It's going to play really well with all of the black stitching that's going on. I am also using my stapler to hold down that little tab, and I'm going to use some of the Vicky Bouton puffy stickers that we used in our cruise kit for the classes we taught on this cruise. That's going to just kind of tie everything in to other layouts that I've got going on. So I feel like if I use a lot of the same products throughout, even though the papers might be different, or maybe the papers are the same but the titles are different, it really kind of helps bring everything together and make it feel like a cohesive album. So that's my theory on it, and so far it's been working. So I'm going to keep going with that theory. Just using my regular ATG to hold everything down, and then maybe a little Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to make sure things stick. And then on those glasses, I think I'm going to end up using some either Zotz Bling or mini glue dots to hold those in place. Now you can see in my stitching that in the upper left hand corner there is a little bit of a knotted piece. I don't know quite what happened there, but I really liked the added texture, so I'm leaving it. Louise has all of her strings kind of dangling off the edges of her layout. I like it on her layout, but I like mine to be a lot more tidy, and so I have a really hard time doing that. Leaving things messy is really hard for me, and so even just leaving that little knotted piece up in the corner, I was like at first, oh, I should fix that, and then I was like, no, I'm going to leave it. It looks good. And yeah, so I don't know. I think I struggle with leaving the big strands sticking off the edge of the layout. So anyway, I trimmed mine down. I also brought in some embroidery floss into that faux button, and I'm liking how that looks. Pretty much almost done with this layout, and so I'm going to remind you there are a bunch of people playing along with May I Scraplift You. There is a playlist down below that you can go and check out everyone playing along. In case you're wondering what I was doing there with my pen, sometimes that last stitch, the stitch actually comes out when I pull it through the back, or maybe I pulled it through at the wrong spot. So I would just use my pen to kind of finish it off so there's not just an empty hole there. Also go and check out what MK is doing with today's Scraplift and cruise photos, because she is documenting the same event, if not the exact same photos. So go and check that out. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys again real soon with another one. So take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.